One, two, three, four. So here's the thing. It's the thing about things. That's the thing. Just about everything. What's that thing? The same old thing. This is Sam and he's gonna teach us something.
Hello and welcome to Whys of History, where normally there's some crazy arm-waving guy ranting about a historical topic with a level of gravitas that could only be achieved with such magnificent hair. What kind of tagline is this? This is bull. So today we're trying out a new show idea. We can thank a viewer for it. Yes, a very loyal fan of ours was able to track me down to my home, tied me up in my kitchen, and spent several minutes pitching show ideas to me. So for the safety of not only myself but my family, we're gonna give it a shot. History should never be limited to just the analysis of the written word. As historians, we can learn so much about a person, or a place, or an event by looking at the material culture of that time. The objects available to people at a certain time shaped the way they lived. So with that in mind, let's examine something we all use every day. Yes, for episode 1 of Thingasodes with Sam, let's look at a masterful marvel of mechanic magnificence, the toilet.
Sam, that was not the kind of thing I had in mind when I let you do this. You're gonna ruin like the highbrow academic brand I've created here. All you're gonna do is make like crappy, bad bathroom jokes all episode.
Jordan, why are you so quick to poo-poo my ideas?
I hate this.
Now that I've thoroughly disappointed Jordan, where to begin? What did people do before toilets? Well, they didn't just hold it in for generations, waiting for someone to invent a waste receptacle. The need for a means of disposing large quantities of human waste is probably the original first world problem. Societies that lived off the land or were nomadic didn't have much of an issue with waste buildup, but settled urbanized societies did. Once you start stuffing a bunch of people together in a city, then surround that city with walls, the issue of removing human waste becomes a pretty pressing one. The first example of an organized waste removal system can be found on the island of Crete near Greece. Here, the royal palace at Knossos features recognizable latrines that carried wastewater out of the palace via terracotta pipes that were built in roughly 1700 BCE. While there is evidence of organized water-based sanitation systems in ancient India, Scotland, China, and Egypt, when most people think of the ancient world and ancient toilets, they think of the Roman Empire. The Roman obsession with bathrooms and cleanliness was number 2 to none. Public and communal bathhouses were commonplace, and Rome itself once housed a bathhouse that could handle over 1,000 people. Here, Romans would bathe and relax and do the doo-doo, and people of all social statuses had access to the bathhouse. Rome also featured open sewers, where people could dump their waste, and soon dumping waste on another human being became a punishable offense. The city of Rome itself even had a massive sewer system called the Cloaca Maxima that collected wastewater and flushed it out to the Tiber River, with water brought in via the aqueducts. However, Rome was generally the exception and not the rule, with the vast majority of people living in major cities around the world using chamber pots, large containers where families or households would do their business, then empty it into a river or a gutter if available, but usually right into the street. In fact, chamber pots gave us the term potty in English, and various different forms of chamber pots can be found all over the world. Smaller towns often had communal outhouses or cesspits for keeping waste out of people's homes. Medieval castles developed garderobes, outhouses built into the castle walls, which not only removed waste from the enclosed space, but ensured that no one would be attacking that end of the battlements anytime soon. The toilet as we recognize it today came about in 1596, an invention of an Englishman named Sir John Harington. He established the first proto-toilets for the English royal family. However, the toilets with the S-shaped pipes that we know today wouldn't come about until 1775, invented by a Scotsman named Alexander Cummings. It's a common misconception that Sir Thomas Crapper, a salesman in late 19th century England, invented the toilet. This is not true, though he did hold the patents for many toilet-related inventions. Crapper often mistakenly gets this title as he was the first person to actively market the toilet to the common person. So calling the toilet the Crapper is the byproduct of an extremely effective, if somewhat unfortunate, marketing strategy. The Industrial Revolution in the early 1800s would spur developments in the wonderful world of toilets. Europe now had much bigger cities, the ability to mass produce things, the discovery that germs led to disease, and a middle class who found the idea of not using a chamber pot to be an exciting and affordable one. It was during this period that the toilet and bathroom saw many iterations, starting out looking something like this, and eventually looking something like this. Though the toilet has a long and storied, if somewhat soiled, history, it would take until the late 19th century and early parts of the 20th century before toilets became commonplace in the Western world. The toilet is still changing to this day. In 2012, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded the research of toilets that don't require water and can convert human waste into energy. As ubiquitous as toilets seem in the developed world, it's estimated only 60% of the rest of the world has access to proper sanitation, and even basic waste removal can drastically decrease incidences of diseases like dysentery.
Well, Sam, I gotta say, I'm somewhat flabbergasted at the high-quality nature of this piece and its overall somewhat lack of bathroom jokes.
Why, thank you, Jordan. So what I'm hearing is that you're impressed with my work ethic.
Yeah, we're done.
Thank you for joining us in our foray into a new segment for our show. We hope you'll tune in next time, and please leave a comment below or on our Facebook page about other things you'd like to learn about. Thanks for watching Thingasodes. We'll see you next time. Recognizable latrine system that carried waste out of the pipe, pallet. The first definitive example of a organized system of waste removal. Here at the Palace of Knossos, here the Royal Palace of Knossos features recognizable latrines with a system of pipes that carried waste out of the pallet. God! That's a Jordan sentence. You wrote that one.